Hey, I'm Maybelline McDuff, and you're watching my channel. Today's story is focused in Tucson, Arizona. This happened 9 years ago from when this story was posted online. Now, the house that a man and his dog bought was 9 years old, but for 3 years the owner didn't do any upkeep for it. So it was a little dirty, a little dingy, and when he moved into the house, he noticed that it was cold, like unnatural, just an unsettling feeling like most haunted houses have. So just him and his dog, and he noticed a lot of shadow people. Looked that up online, very interesting stuff. And every time he would try and clean up the house, he would move some items, the items would move back, and he only stayed in 2 of the rooms in the house out of 5, because the other rooms he said that there was like an evil presence in there, like something just wasn't right, something was unsettling, and he always felt like something was touching his shoulder or the back of his back. So kind of interesting things going on. So 6 months after he moved in, he got married, and of course she had a dog. So now there's 2 dogs and 2 people living in the house. And she also noticed a lot of things going on. So what they decided to do was they decided to burn sage, which I have no idea what that does, and sprinkle holy water. Now for a while, it worked. But they said that it would always come back after a while. So they kept redoing it, it kept coming back, they kept redoing it, it kept coming back. So 5 years down the road, they don't have too many problems. Most of the activity has calmed down. They're still seeing a few shadows here and there. They're still seeing items move. He doesn't feel the touching of his shoulder or his back anymore. And then 2 months ago, from when the story was posted, they decided to do renovations. Since the house was not well kept, they decided to redo the carpeting. They decided to paint the walls, do some tiling, clean it up, make it look nice. If you're going to be married, you're going to have dogs, maybe start a family, you want your house to look nice. So they started ripping up carpet, they started pulling out tiling, and the activity came back. And it came back worse than before, which is what usually happens in houses that are haunted. Usually, if you start changing the house, things will get worse, because ghosts, they're in that repetitive state where, they think everything is the same, they want it to stay the same, they don't want anything to change. So then after that 2 months, so it'd be like the night before he posted this online, they were laying in bed, him and his wife, and they saw 2 beings. Now they said that they looked pretty much like, regular people. There was a young man and a middle-aged woman, and they were a little see-through, but basically they just looked like people, like someone had broken in. But the dogs weren't alerted or anything. The dogs were still sleeping in the other room. So kind of creepy. They saw 2 people, and they kind of sat up in their bed like, whoa, and he asked them what they wanted. And the male said that there were 2 of them, and that's all he said. So kind of creepy. A lot of activity still going on in the house. It doesn't give anything after that experience, but from what I can tell, they got rid of it for the most part, with the holy water and the sage, and of course they prayed a lot, they were religious, and once they pulled up the carpeting and the tiling, started redoing the house, it came back full force. So moral of the story is, don't mess with your house if it's haunted. Very creepy stuff. I hope he puts a little bit more of his story in there, because it'd be really interesting to find out if they could get rid of it, if they moved, what exactly happened. So give me your thoughts and ideas. And this has been another documented ghost story.